I know you guys love to travel to Europe. I know you guys love Spain. I know you guys love France, Portugal, UK. Don't get me started on the Caribbean. If you live in the United States, the Caribbean is an easy hit, right? The tickets are a lot cheaper than if you are going to the continent or if you're going to Europe. But I want you guys to know that those vacations that you take to the UK and to the Caribbean are not the same trip as going to Ghana. Welcome back, my beautiful, intelligent, resilient gems. It's your girl Niadi E, aka Mighty Intellectual, and in today's video, I'm going to give you some tips. If it is your first time traveling to the African continent, I got some tea for you, okay? I have been planning a trip through my business, Barfier Tours, travel agency, for one of my really good friends and her friend. They're coming to Ghana towards the end of August, and it is her first time on the continent. So that's what prompted me to make this video, because she wanted some tips on how she should prepare herself. And while I sent her a list, I think this video will also be super useful for not just her, but anyone who is visiting not just Ghana for the first time, but the African continent as well. So if this is of interest to you and you don't know where to start, if you're anything like I was, you're on the internet searching and searching and searching, trying to prepare yourself. And I'm so happy that you landed on this video, because guess what, honey? I got you. I got you. We are just going to go ahead and get into it, boo. So to start off, I need you guys to remember that you're going to have a mindset shift. Like I just mentioned before, you're used to traveling to countries in the West, and you are not going to get the exact same culture, the exact same treatment when you go to Ghana. Now, let me explain. Typically, you know, because of propaganda, because of media, because of what we've learned in history classes or lack thereof, we have this perception of what Africa is supposed to be like. And typically we have this perception of some kind of beautiful safari. Well, let me tell you something. When you get to Ghana, you're not even going to run into a safari until you get hours and hours away from the city. You may have this imagery of people who are living in poverty-stricken areas, which you do have that when you go to Ghana, but it is not everywhere in Ghana. You may have this image of, you know, dirt roads, which you do have that is there, but you're also going to have a lot of developed areas. Essentially, I want you to just shift your mindset. Totally shift your mindset as far as culture, as far as infrastructure expectations, as far as customer service expectations. It is just not going to be the same. And I could go into details and tell you exactly what it's going to be like, which I will hit some of those areas when we get further into the video. You got to keep watching. If you are listening and you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe. But to sum it all up, I want you to come with an open mind, right? Try not to come with this mindset of I'm going to compare everything to the US, but instead, what does Ghana have to offer? How can I see Ghana for Ghana? How can I see the Ghanaian people for who they are? How can I learn their culture? How can I assimilate into their culture? Not how is this not like the US, okay? So you're going to have to come with a mindset shift, an adventure mindset, because like I said, there are going to be some things that are not like the US. There are going to be some inconveniences that we'll get into later in the video that are not like the US. There are going to be some ways that things are managed as far as customer service, or if you're going for business or whatever the case, that are just not like the US or the West. And I cannot emphasize that enough. Go with an open mind. Go with seeing the country for its own entity, its own country, its own people, its own culture. Y'all, I'm emphasizing it because I don't want y'all to be disappointed when you go. Ghana is a beautiful place, but Ghana is Ghana. Comment below if you know what I mean, okay? It's a beautiful place, but you have to take it for what it is when you go. Now, obviously, there are some things that probably can change, probably should change, right? And you'll see that as well. But I'm just asking you on this first visit, go with an open mind. Now, for number 2, cash is king, okay? Cash is king, and I'm going to explain that. But baby girl, baby boy, mobile money, or what I like to call Sendwave, because that is the form of mobile money that I use, is queen. Okay, that means that when you go to Ghana, a lot of things are very much so cash based. That's just how the system works in Ghana. So when you go for your Uber, when you go for your Bolt, when you go for the Trotro, when you go for a cab, they are expecting you to give them cash. Now, just a tip, when you go for your Uber and you already have the Uber app, right? Because you've been in the West, whether that's the US, UK, wherever, you already have the Uber app. I want you to change your setting to cash only, because if you have your Uber app set to card, there's some weird stuff that goes on in Ghana where they'll charge you on your card, but the Uber drivers will still request the cash because they got some kind of beef with Uber. I don't know. But if you are going to use your Uber app, change it to cash only, and then you just give the Uber drivers cash. So always, rule of thumb, keep some cash on you. But let me tell you, okay, this is something I learned way late in the game. Way late. I learned it too late, actually, during my travels to Ghana, is that mobile money is secondary. Mobile money is actually king for a lot of people too, but for travelers like us, mobile money is queen or secondary. Now, you could have the mobile money app, right? Ghana has different mobile money services depending on who your SIM card is with. But to just bypass all of that, if you are not traveling for long term or you are not living there, I like to download Sendwave. Speaking of money, this is where I have to put y'all on to something really, really fire. And unfortunately, I found this out super late on my journey to Ghana through the African continent. And to be honest, I'm like manifesting real quick, okay? So Sendwave, if you want to sponsor a few of my videos, feel free to send me an email at themightyintellectual@gmail.com. But I'm going to do this ad for free because I just use it that much. And I think it's such a good gem and such a good addition for you to add to your arsenal when you're going to visit Ghana. So whenever I'm running low on physical cash, because cash is king in Ghana, Sendwave always come through for me. Or if I'm in Uber and I don't have the exact amount of money and the Uber driver doesn't have change, which happens pretty often in Ghana, guess who comes to save me? Sendwave, okay? And then on top of that, when I'm not in Ghana, when I'm outside of Ghana, so you can be in Ghana, you can be in the US or the UK. If you have business dealings with someone who is inside of Ghana, this is a great way for you to be able to send them money, and it shows you the cities rate, the cities to US dollar rate, or the cities to the euro rate, and you can send them the money that way, okay? Please do not get caught slipping, okay? Because I know that we're going to come with cash because we know that cash is king, but remember that Sendwave or mobile money is queen. So download the app right now. Go ahead and go to your app store and make sure you type in Sendwave, and I'll put it somewhere on the screen so you guys can see. When you do carry cash, break those big bills into smaller bills. Come to Ghana with $100 bills. You have the newer $100 bills with the blue line through them, you get a better exchange rate. So come with those newer $100 bills from your bank, and then you're going to want to exchange those for cities, okay? I hope that helped. Number 3. This is a big one, guys. So the power might go out, and that is completely normal. They call this doomsday in Ghana. I don't know what the heck it is about, but it's nothing to, panic about if the power goes out. Typically, if you're traveling, you should be staying at a place anyway that has some kind of backup generator. I love staying at Embassy Gardens, which is kind of like an Airbnb apartment, hotel complex type of situation, but it comes with everything you need. They have a pool, they have a nice cafe, they have Wi-Fi's included, and typically when you Airbnb the apartments out, they come with utensils that you need. They come with all of the cooking wear. You get a towel. Nice shower, is very updated. And it's in a central area. It's in the cantonment. So I love Embassy Gardens. It's not too far from the airport either. Don't panic if the power goes out, but you will probably be in a place that has a backup generator if you are traveling. Now we're going to move into more of the cultural, understanding, cultural intelligence, that type of thing. Number 4, respect the greetings and remember that Ghana goes at a slower pace. What do I mean by respect greetings? You're not just going to walk into a space and not speak to anyone. I know this individualistic America, we sometimes do that, but in Ghana, you typically greet people with good evening, good morning, something of that sort to acknowledge somebody's presence. And then the other part I want you to remember is in the West, typically, especially America, we're used to go, go, go. Like, what's the goal? What's on the list? Let's get it done. Let's check it off and let's keep going. Let's not breathe. Let's go, 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 go. Let's work, work, work. No. No. Ghana doesn't work that way. It definitely moves at a slower pace. So for instance, if someone says they're coming in an hour, they may come in 3 hours. Traffic or in general, if you're trying to do something that day, it could take you all day to get just 2 things done because of traffic and just because of the pace of the country. So keep that in mind. If things aren't going Speedy Gonzalez, just know that is a part of the culture of Ghana. And again, you have to come with that open mindset and not compare, but instead just take in what the country has to offer. I hope that makes sense. Number 5, this one is so important, guys. This one is so important. Number 5 is about filming. If you are a content creator or you want to take pictures, just to savor the moment, because who knows when you'll be coming back to Ghana, you need to be very mindful, because I've even gotten myself in trouble with recording in spaces that people did not want me to record, but I didn't know at the time, but that's why I'm telling you guys. So especially when you're out at the market, you really, really have to be careful, especially if you are not purchasing something from a vendor. They can get really upset and you can find yourself in an argument. You can find yourself in a fight even if you're recording a vendor at the market and you didn't ask and you didn't purchase anything from them. So my rule of thumb is if I'm in the market and I want to record something specifically, I will go ask the vendor and I will purchase something with them and then I will record. And if they say no, I just take it for what it is. It's respect. I like to think about it like this. I'm from North Carolina in the United States. I grew up in the hood, like the projects, right? How would I have felt if there were people coming into my community just recording like I'm a subject when I'm outside playing on the playground or whatever the case is, and they didn't ask and they weren't giving my family any money? Like, how would you feel if somebody was just recording without your permission as if you were a subject? That's how I think about it. So you have to remember you're going into somebody's home, you're going into somebody's stomping grounds, you're going into somebody's country. Like, it's not as simple as, oh, I'm creating content or I'm just recording. You have to ask people. These are people with real lives, and honestly, they do this every day. They come to this market every day. They sell every day. They live this life every day. While you are on a vacation or you are having an experience, they are living their real life. So just keep that in mind and just lead with empathy. When I travel and when I'm recording and I'm creating content, I just lead with empathy. And I really want someone's consent before I'm just recording them. If I'm on the street, usually it's not a huge issue. If I'm like in a big touristy area, because there are a lot of tourists and the folks around are used to seeing tourists, so you don't usually have issues there. But specifically when you go to these markets, just be very mindful, because I would hate for things to go left for you, because they don't play. Ghanaians are sweet, Ghanaians are calm, but they don't play about that. They really don't. Number 6, and this is for you to hydrate smart. You don't have to always use bottled water. Now, me personally, when I go to Ghana, I love to buy the bottled water in a case. You can get it from the grocery store, but it's cheaper if you get it from the market. It's usually about 23 cities or something like that for like a big case of waters. I love Bel Agua, but there are multiple brands that you can get. And even cheaper than the Bel Agua bottled water, they have these little, I don't know if you call them sachets or sachets. I don't know. But they're these little pouches of water. Wait, what do they call them? They'll say pure water, pure water, pure water. That's what you'll hear them say, pure water, pure water, pure water. They're a lot cheaper than the bottled water. They are safe to drink. So keep that in mind. I would not drink from the faucets. Even in the US, I don't drink from faucets. So I would not drink from the faucets while I'm there, point blank, period. You can cook with it because the heat. But even that, I still just use my bottled water just to be on the safer side. Also, coming from the West, our immune systems are a little bit weak. So just keep that in mind. Tip number 7. I know you going to Africa, you want you some jollof rice and you definitely want you some fufu. So I would say don't go to, in order to really enjoy that type of food. And let me actually put y'all onto something. So fufu doesn't really have much of a taste for me. It's more of the soup. I love peanut butter soup. But you know what goes better with the soups and fufu? Baby, I love me some banku. Banku tastes a lot better than fufu. So while you're in Ghana, definitely try banku. Try the peanut butter soup. Ask for the peanut butter soup with banku and fish, or you can do the peanut butter soup with fufu. But try to go to one of the local spots. There is one that I absolutely love. I found out about it on my last trip to Ghana, which is insane. That's so insane. The Living Room. It's in East Legon. Make sure you check it out. It's pretty popular in Ghana. A lot of folks that you have probably seen on YouTube have definitely eaten at the Living Room. It's pretty popular. It's a nice vibe, and you'll usually see some folks that you've met around town in Accra at the Living Room. Like, I've definitely had some crazy encounters, some very random encounters at the Living Room. So definitely go check that out for some local banku, fufu, and any of the other local dishes. And the prices are pretty reasonable. Tip number 8. We already spoke about it a little bit, but Uber works. But you can also use the Trotro, which gives you a more local experience. So depending on what type of experience you're looking to have when you come to Ghana, that will determine like where do you stay, what type of transportation you use. Also, the length of time, because if you're staying in Ghana, you're going for an extended stay like I did, 3 months at a time. If you are only using Uber, it will eat your money up. It will literally eat your money up. So the local transportation is so much cheaper. However, let me bring that in. However, it's very slow. It'll take you all day to get something done if you go by Trotro. I will say, Trotro gives you a more local experience where you get to meet locals, kind of see how most people in Ghana are getting around. Obviously, there are people with cars, people who use Uber, people who use cabs, but like the local way is typically Trotro. If I were you, even if I was only staying for a week, I would try to experience a Trotro at least once. Wokohane, you'll say Wokohane. That's where are you going? Wokohane. I think I said it right, y'all. Let me know. ASane, I think it's how much? ASane, I think. I'm a little rusty on my tree, okay? It's been a little minute. So, but if you could learn those few phrases, if you're going to get on the Trotro, to ask where are they going, and then to ask how much it's going to cost. And again, remember, it's cash based. Either have your cash or you, well, no. For Trotro, you need cash, because I don't even think they do mobile money, or at least I haven't seen them do mobile money for the Trotro, because things go so quick with the Trotro. I don't even know if they have time for mobile money. So you have to have your cash, okay? If you want to save money, Trotro. If you want local experience, Trotro. If you don't really care about none of that, you're just there for a time and you are there for convenience, you can do Uber, taxi, that sort of thing. Got it? Okay, tip number 9 is please don't overpack. I promise you, this is your first visit. Don't make the mistake I did. Once you go, you're definitely going to want to come back with a lot of things. Like, you're going to see so many beautiful designs as far as clothing, purses, book bags, jewelry, art that is sculpted, like paintings. You're going to see so much from the local artisans. You're definitely going to want to bring a few things back. So try not to overpack. Usually your Airbnb hotel will have some kind of washing machine for you to wash clothes. So don't let that be an issue. And then also the thing I like to tell my guests who are coming with my business Barfier Tours travel agency, whatever you can find in the US, you typically can find it in Ghana. So if you have certain clothes you want to wear, you can go to the Accra Mall and you can find something to wear. Like I wouldn't overpack. Just don't do it. Like, bring your basics. Of course you need a swimsuit. Of course you need like your toiletries, sunscreen, feminine products, whatever the case is, a couple of tank tops, and then, maybe a couple of your favorite night out outfits. Maybe if you plan on going to church, a cute, simple church outfit, but please don't overdo it. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Number 10 is move with patience. Okay. Remember I said earlier, you're coming into Ghana. You're coming in onto the continent of Africa. Just please, if you don't leave with anything else from this video, I want you to remember that Africa is not the United States. Ghana is not the United States. If we want to be serious about bridging this gap, if we want to be serious about understanding one another, we have to stop trying to put the standard of the West onto these different African countries. Yeah, there are things that can definitely improve, but think about it. If you wanted the West, you would have stayed in the West. We go to Ghana, we go to Kenya, we go to Rwanda, we go to South Africa because we love the countries for their culture. We love the countries for their people. We're trying to reconnect with our ancestry. So just keep that in mind. And I would say just lead with empathy, lead with a mind to really try to understand the culture and to connect with our brothers and sisters. And if you don't do anything else, really try to hear people's stories. When you get an Uber, when you get in Trotro, ask people like, what part of Ghana are you from? Do you typically take the Trotro? What do you think about African Americans coming back to the continent to live? What do you think about African Americans and folks in the diaspora coming to visit? Is it harming Ghana and the quality of life here, or is it helping with the quality of life? Like, that's the type of thing that really fosters community and really fosters this whole bridging the gap. Asking questions with genuine curiosity and not judgment, and not coming with these preconceived ideas of what it's supposed to be like. I just want you to enjoy. I want you to enjoy, take it in, and also give as much as you can while you're there. Not necessarily monetarily, but share your experiences. Sometimes they really don't know what it means to be African American. Sometimes they really don't know what it means to be coming from the US. They think we're crazy for coming over. So anyway, y'all, I could talk about this forever. I can't wait for the next video. If you made it this far, you are family, and your girl is officially back. Okay, don't forget to like, to comment, and subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Okay, if anything resonated with you, please let me know below, and let me know what type of videos you guys would like to see me post. And on that note, I love you all, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.